guys, so today I am doing an updated version of a tag video that I did like 2 years ago. It was my favorite tag, still is one of my favorite tags to ever watch, and that is the I Heart Drugstore Makeup tag. So when I did this tag, like I said, it was 2 years ago. Things in the drugstore have come, they have gone, they have changed a lot, and also in that time I went cruelty free. I now only purchase from brands that don't perform animal testing. So I thought it would be fun to kind of update my input on this tag and show you guys what my favorite things from the drugstore and some least favorite things are nowadays, now that it's been 2 years and I have changed how I do my shopping. So I wrote down all the answers, and I also wrote down what my old answers were, just for the sake of being able to kind of compare how my opinions have changed in that time. So the very first question is, what is your favorite drugstore brand? This was tough for me because I love pretty much every drugstore brand I've tried that's strict cruelty free, but I think when it comes down to it, NYX is my favorite. I love the color selection. I love a lot of the, like, I use the face powder from them. I used to really enjoy their concealer wand. I've enjoyed a lot of NYX products over the last several years, and I still love a lot of them. So that is my favorite drugstore brand. When I did this video 2 years ago, my favorite was Maybelline, interestingly enough. Obviously I no longer purchase from them as they are not cruelty free, but they were my favorite 2 years ago. The next question is your favorite face, cheek, and lip products. So this one was a little tricky for me too because I have so many favorites. So my favorite face product from the drugstore is the Hard Candy Glamoflauge Concealer. This is in the shade Porcelain, which I believe is the lightest shade. This actually is a touch yellow for me, which works out okay because I am kind of getting a lot of redness on my cheeks, especially lately. Has really nice coverage. I believe this was in my yearly favorites. I adore this stuff, so this is my favorite face product. My favorite cheek product are the ColourPop blushes. I know they are not available in drugstores, but they are drugstore price range, and when it comes down to it, this is the closest. We use a lot of other face products from the drugstore. I'm weird. I pretty much use these, so I figured I'd count them. I am wearing this shade here, which is Between the Sheets. I'm actually wearing all drugstore makeup today, but Between the Sheets is what I'm wearing today. I also own Olive from their spring collection last year, which is a cool toned pink. I own Holiday, which is a bright peachy coral kind of color. I own More Please, which was also from their spring collection last year, and this is like a hot fuchsia with shimmer. It was one of the first pearlized blushes they had come out with. And I also own Rain, which is a purple shade. The only shade I don't own in a ColourPop blush is like a deep berry kind of color, and that's because I just don't really wear deep berries. I have a soft berry in Between the Sheets, and then I have a purple, and then I have a bright fuchsia. I just don't wear deep berry usually that often. And then for lips, I have two things. The first are the ColourPop Lippie sticks. I own stupid numbers of these, and I probably will be buying more because they've recently teased a new formula that's the Matte X or whatever, and it looks fabulous in that red shade. Oh, my heart. But I do love the ColourPop Lippie sticks. I own tons of these. I'm wearing Oh Snap today, which is a nice neutral pinky color from the fall collection. I own several from the regular line. I love the ColourPop Lippie sticks. But if you want something you can get in the drugstore, something I can mention as well, at least some drugstores, I adore the NYX Lip Primer. This has been hugely helpful to me for wearing liquid matte lipsticks and things of the like. I just go to town with this guy, blot it, and then apply my liquid lipstick, and everything stays put better. It doesn't dry out my lips as much. So I have to give props to this NYX Lip Primer, and it's nice and inexpensive unlike a lot of lip primers. When I did this tag 2 years ago, my favorites for face were the Revlon Nearly Naked powder. I do really wish that powder was cruelty free because I loved that powder. For cheeks, it was actually e.l.f. Studio blushes, which are cruelty free. I just don't really use mine anymore. I don't really wear powder blush anymore. I just wear ColourPop. And then for the lips, it was the Maybelline lipsticks and lip glosses. I still own a couple of the lipsticks, I believe, but I got rid of pretty much almost all of the lip glosses. So, not obviously the face and lip things are not my favorites anymore, but I still do enjoy the cheek products I enjoyed 2 years ago. Number 3 is your least favorite product from the drugstore. Now, I don't have a specific individual item to talk about here anymore, but I just have an overall category that I have issues with at the drugstore level, and that would be like concealers and tinted powders. So I have the hardest time finding concealers and tinted powders at the drugstore level that have coverage, match my skin tone, don't break me out. With concealers, like, they crease on me or they break me out. Even the NYX HD concealer that I used to love sometimes breaks me out. I think it's just the wand picks up bacteria too easily or something. So I can't really use that very frequently anymore. They just don't like concealers from the drugstore very often. And then for tinted powders, even ones I thought I liked, they recently have started all turning me orange. It's driving me crazy. So powders and concealers from the drugstore just usually are not my friend. If I use a translucent powder, like today I used the NYX HD pressed powder, I can use this. I just can't use powders with color, which I usually prefer to just up my coverage a little bit, and I can't from the drugstore. They just don't work for me. 2 years ago, the least favorite product from the drugstore was the Revlon Color Stay Foundation. Well, I still don't like that. Still wouldn't work for me if I tried it now, and not cruelty free, so that's nice and easy. Number 4 is Best Bargain at the drugstore, and I actually haven't changed that much in that sense. I still think e.l.f. is one of the best deals that you can get. e.l.f. has continuously upped their game in products as well. They come out with better and better stuff all the time. I actually really enjoy several of their eyeshadow offerings. I have used their HD loose powder as my under eye setting powder for ages. I enjoy their 3-in-1 mascara. I enjoy their lip primer. I enjoy many of their lipsticks. They just really continuously keep getting better and better. I'm even wearing e.l.f. foundation today, the moisturizing foundation stick. It's one of the very few foundations that I can actually wear from them because they don't have the best shade range when it comes to foundations. But I adore e.l.f. And 2 years ago, e.l.f. and Wet n Wild were my top ones. And Wet n Wild is still amazing. I don't know, I've fallen behind in keeping up with their new stuff because I don't go to Walgreens nearly as often, and that's the easiest place for me to find Wet n Wild. Number 5 is the Underdog product, a product that you love that you don't really hear talked about much. And for me, that is that Hard Candy Glamoflauge foundation. The only other person I've heard talk about it is my friend Heather here on YouTube. Love Heatherette. I love this foundation. She and I are the only ones I've ever heard talk about it. I don't know, maybe people think because it's cheap it's going to be terrible, but it is fantastic, and I literally have no idea of anybody else who's talked about it. I'm sure there's somebody out there, I just haven't found them, but this stuff is amazing. And though it doesn't have the best shade selection, I still found something that is even a little bit light for me, which is insane. And then my Underdog product 2 years ago was the NYX HD concealer, actually. So apparently face products are like my area. I've had good luck finding things I don't hear people talk about. Though that HD concealer, I believe, got a little bit more hype about it not too long after I did that video. So my timing was great. So number 6 is, what is overpriced? Do you consider overpriced at the drugstore? And this is actually kind of the same thing. I said Physicians Formula, L'Oreal, and Neutrogena in general before, and I still say Physicians Formula is kind of overpriced. Sonia Kashuk is a little pricey, but at least of the things I've tried from Sonia Kashuk, they are kind of worth the price tag. Whereas Physicians Formula, the only thing I've tried that I've loved from them is my eye booster pen, which I freaking adore. But, like, I would love to try some of their foundations, because some of them look like they might be light enough for me, but they're like almost $20 at Target, which is usually where I get the best deal. So I haven't tried a lot of Physicians Formula just because the price tag on that is, eek, pretty rough. I mean, I use a $28 concealer on a daily basis, but still I'm a little bit like, this is at Target. I'm not spending that much on something at Target that isn't clothes. And then number 7 is show us your best drugstore dupes. So I have some ones that I didn't share before, so I figured that will make it kind of more fun than just showing you the same ones I had before, and they are all cruelty-free products. Interestingly enough, I think the thing I'm duping is also all cruelty-free. And these are all lip products just because that's nice and easy for me. So the very first one is the high-end item is the Kat Von D Underage Red Studded Kiss lipstick. It's a gorgeous matte red lipstick. Kind of has a pinky-ish undertone to it, so it's more blue-toned. It is super flattering. And they look different in swatches, but the NYX matte lipstick in Eden on the lips, I have worn them side by side. These two are identical. Like, they don't look the same in swatches, but I could not tell the difference between them on my lips. So, an amazing option for a dupe there. Then I have a dupe. The next two high-end things are from Bite Beauty. The first is the Luminous Cream Lipstick in Palomino. And I actually only just discovered this dupe today. It is the ColourPop Lippie stick in Out of Sync from the fall collection, like from the box set in the fall collection, is virtually identical. This is a matte finish, so it might be a little more matte than the Bite Beauty, but that's it, exactly the same color, and even the mattes from Bite Beauty are not like super crazy matte. So that's my second dupe, and then the third dupe is for the Bite Beauty Lush Fruit Lip Gloss in Cure Royale. This was a point perk from Sephora, so you can't get this anymore. And this is a gorgeous berry color. I am super in love with this shade. It's kind of a sticky gloss, and that's it here on the end. So I haven't worn it a ton just because I don't like sticky glosses. And then the dupe for it is from Flower Beauty, which you can also get at Walmart, like Heart Candy, and this is Stop the Violets. And this shade is pretty much identical. Again, there's something where on the lips you cannot tell the difference. If anything, this is just smoother and less sticky, so it's just more comfortable to wear. Identical color, and because of the lack of stickiness, it doesn't like pick up itself while you're applying it. So this is amazing. So those are my dupes. And then finally, the last question is number 8. What is a drugstore product that is not worth the hype? And this one was actually exactly the same as I had 2 years ago. I just do not like this thing. This is the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in Milk. The only reason I haven't given this thing away is because the cap is so busted up that I feel guilty giving it away because it looks kind of gross. But this thing creases on me. Yes, it's a sticky eye base, but... Or I could just use a white base. I use quality enough eyeshadows nowadays that I don't really need a sticky base. And this thing is just... I have better white bases. I've tried better white bases from Milani and Jordana. This thing is just so meh. So that is the I Heart Drugstore makeup tag. I'm going to tag at least a couple of people down below that I think it'd be fun to see them update this video. Who knows if half these people will even see it, but it's out there. And that is all I have for you guys today. I'll talk to you soon. Bye, guys.